Okay. I guess I'm live. I'm a little early, but heck, let's go for it, huh? Let me just double check and see if I've got some sound here. All right. It looks like I've got sound. And what I want to do is make sure I have. Oh, okay. So it looks like I have some of you here with me today. uh, I decided just to go for this. Usually I give myself a little bit more time to, you know, to get my bearings. But let me ask you, can you hear me okay? Um, hey Chuck, come alive with MK. I just want to double check to make sure that you can hear me and you can see me. And it looks like you can, but just give me a thumbs up or something here. Um, Good morning, Kathy. I'm just looking at the message board here and I want to make sure. Okay, hear me loud and clear. Awesome. So, Happy New Year to you. It's very exciting to have a brand new year ahead of us, 2007, 2017, and hope you had a good holiday. I I had the chance to go back to my home, which is in the United States, St. Joseph, Missouri, which is by Kansas City, pretty much smack dab right in the middle of the states, and then spent a few days there with my parents, who are both still living. My father's 93, my mother's 84. They're doing amazingly well, and it was just a great time to see my siblings and to be with my parents. And then we flew out from there to Brooklyn, New York, and visited family there. My video last week was actually created in my daughter's apartment there in Brooklyn. So it was great. We had great weather, but mainly great family time. So I hope you had a similar positive, happy holiday season, and wish you a happy new year and all the best to you. So today, let me see. When will it turn on? I just want to make sure that you've. Okay, so several of you are saying you can see me, and I'm hoping that that is true with everybody. I'm in Kansas City. Oh, cool. Pebbles. So, Pebbles Thompson. Um, my parents were born in Kansas City. I was born in St. Joseph, Missouri. I got to say Missouri, or I'm not legit, right? And so, welcome to you today. Okay, so I want to talk about some 2017 goals. First of all, I want to say thank you very much. I hit 10,000 subscribers on January 1st, so it's so exciting. I Last year on January 3rd or 4th, so it would have been a year today or tomorrow. I can't quite remember. I hit 1,000 subscribers, and here in and I'd been, going for a year or so, I guess. This year, 9,000 subscribers in under just within about a year's time. So it's very exciting. Thank you for joining Power to Sing on YouTube. And I want to invite you to go to powertosing.com, because I have a website there. We're continually adding great new information. This year, I'm going to be organizing many of the videos that I've done into categories so that you can go and work yourself through these videos in an organized fashion, providing just tons and tons of free content. So please go to powertosing.com and join by subscribing there at the beginning. Be sure and do the vocal test, and I'll talk more about that at the end of this. But take the vocal test, the power test, find out your vocal type, and then download the free exercise. You watch about your vocal type in the Knowledge Center. Download the free exercises and start working on those. So what are your goals for 2017? Here are some of my goals, and I'm just going to tell you what I personally want to do. I do theater, and that's where I get my singing high. you know, it's nice to be in theater because I always have a venue that I can go and work in or go and participate in. I do community theater. There are other paid venues here in my area, but this theater that I'm involved in is over 500 seats, 7 minutes from my house. Great people, tremendous fun productions, and I get to sing I sing regularly there. So here's my New Year's 2017 goals. Um, I'm going to audition for Oliver, and I'd like to get the role of Fagin. And I'm going to do that at the end of this month. I'm going to audition for. If I don't get the role of Fagin, then the next show we're doing here is 1776, which is a Broadway show. It's more applicable to the people in the U.S. because it's about the signing of the Declaration of Independence, and it's a fabulous show. I've done it once before, and on that show, if I do audition for that one, which will happen if I don't get cast in Oliver, I would like to get the role of, well, of course, John Adams, but I think I might be a little bit too old for John Adams. How about Ben Franklin? That would be an awesome role. These are United States founding fathers. If not John Adams, then John Dickinson and or Rutledge. Rutledge got a fantastic solo Molasses and Rum, which is a showstopper. So any of those roles I'd be interested in. And then at the end of the year, I'm going to audition for a Christmas Carol, which is the Madison Square Garden Christmas Carol, written and music by the people from Disney. And it's a blast. I've done that show before, and I'd like to audition for Scrooge. So those are my goals. Some of them I may or may not get, but I've got goals. And also I'd like to practice at least 5 times a week. And I'd like to practice early in the day, like first thing in the morning, and try and stay up on practicing my vocal exercises. So I want to ask you this. I'm going to do a Q&A today, but here's my question to you. What are your goals for 2017? Do you have some goals set? Are you thinking about some things that you would like to accomplish vocally, since that's what this is about, singing? And the sky's the limit, and you can do it. And so you just want to determine what your goals are, and then go for them. And hopefully I can provide some help for you to accomplish your singing goals in 2017 and beyond. Okay, well, I got a few questions this week from some of my subscribers, and I've got 3 questions here that I'd like to review. One of them I'm not going to read in its entirety, except that he has said that he has had soft nodules and has gone through vocal therapy. He had excessive hoarseness and couldn't sing. His therapist said his throat was distorted badly. After taking 40 therapy hours every day for, I guess, however many days, I suppose maybe that means 40 days of therapy. He's feeling better, can talk without any stress, but I feel tension as the doctor asked me to start singing. I'm worried, too much worried, and want to know how I can sing and how I should talk coming off of this. So this question concerned me, and I responded to him with my concerns. And you know what? I'm not even sure here. I think it was a gentleman. But as I'm speaking now, I can't remember if this was a male or female singer. But the principle is the same. Generally speaking, if you get nodules as a result of singing, it's likely due to the fact that you are singing incorrectly. That means that no matter how much vocal rest you have, no matter how much vocal therapy you have, if you don't learn to sing correctly after coming off of rehabilitation, the nodules will return. The vocal damage will reoccur because that is the cause of the nodules. So it's really vitally important that not only do you get appropriate vocal rest, and soft nodules will resolve themselves over time. If they're hard nodules, more like a callus on the vocal folds, then you'll have to have them surgically removed. But the soft nodules will resolve, and your voice can be rehabilitated without surgery. But if you start singing incorrectly, then you're going to hasten future damage. And fundamentally, the problem seems always to be that we're pulling our chest voice too high. And by that I mean if you're singing upward from your chest, you start to pull the chest voice up. The resonance is not shifting into your head. The vocal cords are not making an appropriate adjustment. So you've got to get to the point where you can sing into your head voice without straining, without tension, without stress. So that as you go up, and be able to apply that in a song. So I'm not going to go into more detail than this, but if you're coming off of vocal damage, if you're coming off nodules, then absolutely you go through vocal rest, you follow your doctor's orders, and you get your vocal folds back so that they've healed. But if you start singing incorrectly, they're only going to reoccur. So you must learn how to be able to transition from chest into your head voice. Question number 2. I realize there are no lip tongue trill exercises in the light chest, no chest videos. So you may or may not know, if you're watching maybe for the first time, that inside powertosing.com you can find out your vocal type and then get vocal exercises for your vocal type. One of the vocal types is light chest, no chest. And very simply, that just means that your vocal cords aren't coming together adequately. So there's a lot of air escaping from your voice. Now, so there are exercises designed to help you do that. And inside the exercises, and I'm taking his word for it or her word for it because I can't, it's been so long since I've done those or, produced them that I can't remember them not being there. But apparently the bubble lips exercises or the tongue trill are not in the light chest, no chest exercises or videos. Is that because they are not beneficial is the question. The answer is no, they are beneficial. However, the exercises for the light chest, no chest videos and the downloads are going to help fix the problem the fastest and the most efficiently. And so the efficient, fastest exercises are there, and that's why the others are not. And it's not that they won't benefit you, they will benefit. But I will say that if you're saying and you're not adducting the vocal folds in the bubble, if you're not getting the adequate vocal cord closure, instead of if you're doing this, then that's not going to help. So, excuse me, the bubble exercises and the lip trill will help you unless you're doing them as a light chest, no chest exercise, or in other words, if the vocal folds or the vocal cords aren't coming together adequately. Here's the difference. Too light. Vocal cords are not adducting. So the cords have to adduct in order for light chest, no chest vocal types to make progress. Number 3, I'm always singing stuff that's too high for my chest voice, so I have a strong mixed voice, but it cracks all the time, and it's not a smooth mix. Okay, this question represents a lack of complete understanding about mixed voice, because if you're in a mix, you don't crack. Or if you're in, or I should say, to qualify that, if you're pulling the chest voice too high, you're pulling the chest voice up into where head voice should be, or where your mix should be, you're going to crack. So if I said, oh, so I'm now in an area where, or let's say, according to this question, they're really good at singing mix high. Oh, well, there's too much pulling of chest into that register. It should be a mix or transitioning into my head voice. Oh, now that's a mix without pulling chest voice. But if you're singing mix and you crack, your mix has too much pulled chest in it, which means you're not mixing, you're just pulling your chest voice. Oh, or oh, and it cracks. There's too much weight from the bottom. You haven't learned to mix appropriately, and that's the reason why it's breaking, why it's cracking. I've also noticed I clear my throat all the time when I'm singing. You know, clearing the throat all the time is not really good for your vocal folds, so vocal cords. So if you can avoid it, then that's ideal. The clearing of the throat can be caused by any number of things. You didn't get enough sleep, you're not drinking enough water, you have a cold, and so you have some phlegm on the vocal folds, phlegm on the cords, and so you have to clear it off. Laryngopharyngeal reflux, which is a form of acid reflux, can also be causing that. So there are a number of causes behind clearing the throat or needing to clear the throat all the time. It doesn't have anything to do with whether you're mixing or pulling chest. Okay, so that's about all I have to say today. I'd like to find out what your goals are or answer any questions you might have. So let me just check over here and take a look at these things. And I want to welcome everyone here. Come alive with MK, Benji, Kathy, good morning, wherever you are, Loka, Anita. All right, so let me just start addressing questions here. I have vocal nodules. What should I do? Kathy, I've mentioned a little bit about vocal nodules right now, or just a minute ago. First thing, have you seen the doctor? That's the question. Have you seen a doctor? Are they soft nodules or are they hard nodules? Let me find out what that is. Tell me what your situation is. We'll come back to that when I see the answer. Been taking medicine for 5 days now. Okay. Haven't spoken for 3 days. So it sounds like you're in vocal rest, and I'm guessing you're under a doctor's care. So that's the first step. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. She said that she congratulated me that I deserved the 10,000, and thank you. Come alive with MK. I appreciate that. I want to perform more regularly and definitely improve and master learning to harmonize. Great goals. Great goals. So come alive with MK. Where do you perform? Do you do theater? Do you perform in bands? Do you go to open mics? I'd be curious as to where you find opportunities to sing at church, or where do you have the opportunity for your singing? I'd like to know that. Kitten Claus guitar videos. Singing with a head voice would be wonderful to achieve this year. I'm not sure if I can, but it is worth trying. I promise you, you can. Um, it's possible to do it. Most of the time, we feel like we can't because we really don't know how. And that was certainly my feeling. I didn't even know it was possible. But it is possible, and it's worth every bit. It's so much fun. So, Kit Claus, let me just, and I don't know if you know my story or not, but I had to stop at the E above middle C, because if I went any further, it would really, really sound bad or break, or I'd have to go on the falsetto. That's about the only way I could have done it at one time in my life, and I didn't know I could do it any other way. But it's possible to learn how to transition into your head voice without cracking, without flipping in the falsetto, and have it really be strong and powerful. Over time, it takes a little bit of time. And on down. Of course, that's not hard for you, right? So it's possible. Great goal. I invite you to watch all the videos and really focus in on it, because you can do it. All of us can do it. Etatus, how do you release jaw and tongue tension and neutralize your larynx? Well, the tongue should fundamentally always rest relaxed and just behind the lower teeth. Another way to do a check on the tongue and tension is the tongue trill. Sometimes when people do that, it stops on the way, or they go up. Usually it's because they're starting to use their tongue to help with the pitch. They want to raise the tongue a little bit, or so they tension it a little bit to kind of help the pitch. All pitch adjustment should be here in at the vocal cord level. And so that's where you begin to realize that, oh, I must be adding some tension to what I'm doing, because I can't do the tongue trill without it stopping. So the tongue trill is a great exercise because it will help force you to keep the tension out of the tongue so that it can keep fluttering like that on the whole exercise. Release jaw tension. You know, I really feel like one of the best exercises is this goo goo goo. You know, and yeah, I mean, if I have had some students who, when they start to sing, they jut their jaw forward. And that's just a habit. So you can take your fingers here and your thumbs and just gently hold your thumb here, your thumbs, because you don't want to push in hard because that can hurt. But you just keep your thumbs here so that you don't move your thumb forward. So whatever the exercise you're doing or whatever you're singing, ma 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 but if I so I want to hold, if I start to jut that jaw forward, which is going to increase the tension, then I may have to apply a little bit of pressure on from my thumbs against my chin to keep that jaw from jutting out. Most of this is just habit. So that's another way you can control this. Another great exercise to check yourself if you feel that tension, no matter where it's coming from. Goo, 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 goo. It should have that open, free sound, kind of hooty on the top. Goo, 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 goo. If I say goo, 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 I've got tension. So it's a great exercise to separate the vocal folds away from the extrinsic neck muscles. Those are always the trouble, as they start to squeeze. Goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. That's the beginning of really getting release in your voice. Let me see. Feeding logic. I just want to get over this cold. Oh, broken leg. Oh my gosh, what happened? I'm sorry to hear about your broken leg. I think getting over the cold is nice, but getting over the broken leg is, this is feeding logic. He said, or she said, I just want to get over this cold and broken leg. I hope that you do, and I hope that it heals well. Can you give me an example of head voice? Nicholas, I hope that that helped. I've already sung up through my head voice. Can you show me some exercises? Can you show me some exercises? I appreciate that. Karina Chen, I'm not sure which, I did show a couple exercises. I'm not sure if there's some exercises you're looking for particularly. I would like to learn chord closure exercises. Okay. I sing with a breathy voice. I see. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see that first part. Okay, so, Karina, my guess is that you probably don't speak with a breathy voice. If you do speak with a breathy voice, then you've got to work on your speaking voice. But a lot of times, my singers who come in are speaking normally and just fine. And when they start singing, they go into this breathy sound. You don't want to change anything when you start singing. But the way to get in contact with it, the way to get get in touch with that feeling is just Up here, though, in your range, is in your lower chest voice. It's in your chest. Or na 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 na. Or nay 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 nay. When you get that, it's not na 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 nay nay nay. So the first thing you do, get those chords together and say na 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 na. Then put it on a 5-tone scale. Na 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 na. Now to save time and save you time, go to powertosing.com, go to the Knowledge Center, look for the videos that say light chest, no chest. Go to that screen, watch those videos on light chest, no chest, and there are free exercises. I show you the exercises to help you, and there are free exercises to download. I would go right for that right away. You're performing at the Pink Flamingos? Great. That's awesome. Congratulations. I guess it says Link Flamingos, but I'm thinking it's probably Pink Flamingos. Why, when I try to sing high, I sound like a little kid or something. My friend who can sing with mix told me I can hum with my mix, but when I try to sing, it turns into a little kid. Does that mean it's going really breathy and light? I'm not sure what it sounds like to sing like a little kid. Okay. Oops, Pink Flamingos. Okay, a group that tours the country. Oh, congratulations. Convention centers, they paint large canvases while performing music. Their act is outrageous, and I sing lead plus vocal background vocals. Congratulations. So you're in the biz, and when it comes to harmony, I want to learn to tell when I'm on and when I'm off, but also learn to create interesting harmony. You know, I think that's kind of a challenging thing, really. Oh, MK. Okay, MK. I remember you, but I remember you being in Colorado. Is that where you or in Arkansas? I forgot. I know who you are now. Great. I'm glad to hear you're singing, and it's really hard. I think learning harmonies are really hard. For me, choir is the best way, But here's the problem. I can do a bass harmony just like that because that's what I sing. All of my, I mean, just for years and years in all the choirs I've been in. And so and I've noticed that people who sing, like the ladies who have sung alto, boy, they can harmonize really, really fast. But, and so maybe one way to learn, I can do tenor, but I can't just pick it up by ear. I have to like look at the notes on the page. So it's a matter of what your experience has been. And my only advice is maybe just try and sing alto with somebody on the radio, or if you can get into it takes time and you're busy. So I don't think it's realistic to get into a choir, but I have friends, and I've had friends in years past who wanted to. They just would sing along on the radio and then harmonize with that. Record yourself and see how it sounds. Okay. Sorry, MK. I just didn't connect, but I do remember you now, and it's great to hear from you. Okay, sir, I suggest some of your videos for beginners, as there are so many videos. Please suggest some of your videos for beginners. I would say probably the first thing I would do is on the YouTube channel have episodes. I would start at episode 1 and work forward 1 through 103. And start down at 1. The first one is on confidence, the first series, and then it goes into the very basics and all the fundamentals, and I try and add, layer upon layer, and the topics are somewhat related within the episodes. So I'd start that way. Someday in the future, this year, I'm planning on powertosing.com, organizing them on my website in categories that are going to be easier to find and easier to do what you're suggesting, knowing where to start. Sorry, I got little bifocals here. I'm just trying to. Oh, you're in New Mexico. Okay, thanks, MK. I'm 19. I sound like I'm 10 with no tone. I think that's the one where he's saying when he goes up into his head voice, it sounds like a little child with no tone. It sounds like the vocal folds are not staying adducted or not staying together. So if I said, usually that means the larynx is going up, and you're trying to compensate for the larynx going up. But some of these questions that are being asked, I can only take a guess at them without actually hearing your voice. So without actually hearing your voice, my guess is the larynx is rising and the vocal folds are kind of pulling apart, and so you have to sing really carefully. Otherwise, if you don't, it's going to crack, or maybe you're completely breaking into falsetto, which is a possibility. If when you come down you have to kind of clunk back in, you're in falsetto, and that's the reason why it's sounding that way. And again, you have to, I would recommend doing exercises in powertosing.com, either for pull chest, high larynx, or the flip falsetto vocal exercises. Ref, hi Chuck, could you please demonstrate the correct way to adduction of vocal folds? Is it more effective to combine adduction with a low larynx in training? A low larynx will always help keep the vocal folds together, a lower stable larynx. So again, the fastest way to get the chords together, or if I'm a male, you just have to almost growl, Sometimes people I actually have them stick their tongue out, cover their lower lip, You can hear the chords, see, coming together. Ah, ah, ah. It's called the glottal stop. Ah. And the more open vowels are effective. So, Arif, go to the Knowledge Center in powertosing.com. Look the exercises up under light chest, no chest. I have a video there where I demonstrate all of those exercises, and they would be very helpful for anyone who wants to work on light chest, no chest, and then you can download the free exercises there. Boxed cake to baking. If someone wants to start singing, what would you suggest be the first step? Join a choir, find a professional instructor, watch YouTube videos. Thank you. It depends on what your goals are. If you want to start singing, just singing, I think a choir is an awesome way to do it, but sometimes they require auditions to get in. I don't think there's anything wrong at all with watching the videos, and there are a lot of free videos on this channel. You can find the free videos, the same videos with the words written out at powertosing.com. In the Knowledge Center is just all of the videos that I put on YouTube are there. And so it's a good, YouTube would be great. But, frankly, I would say go take a voice lesson. That's going to give you a jump start. It's like put you ahead right away, and that's going to get you going, at least on the right foot, hopefully, if you have the right teacher. And it makes a huge difference. I take voice lessons, and I've been doing this for a long, long time. I take at least once a month, I'm taking a voice lesson. And you should take more than that if if you're just getting started. Thanks, MK. It is good to remember you. Hi, Bridget. Okay, feeding logic. I used to scream in a band. That might be the problem. I have no idea, but you're starting to sound like me. I have no idea, but you're starting to sound like me. The question from MK was, what is the episode where you go into the details of your own personal story? It's very inspiring. Trying to get my friend to sing and want to share that with him. So MK, if you go into my About page on powertosing.com, I think it's like the second or third one in the menu, About page, and the very bottom of the About page, there's another link there to going deeper into my personal story, if you dare. And so there's a video there that is that. It's my story. It's what I share with people. That's probably the fastest way to get to that one. Go to the very bottom of the About page, and there's a link there that takes you into more depth into my personal story. Why are there more... Let me see, hold on a second here. Question was, why are there only a few exercises for the lower range? So Bridget, what we found is that if I can get the middle put together, in other words, if you get your mix working, you have to have chest voice and you have to have head voice to mix, right? So in the process of getting those things, getting this middle worked out, very, very often, a high percentage of time, the bottom gets going, it starts working, and the top gets working. That being said, if you are light chest, no chest, you're absolutely right. You have to get your vocal folds together. Ah, ah, ah. And so if I get a student who, if we do that 5-tone ah, and they say, ah, ah, I don't even go any further. There's no need to go any further. We got to get the vocal cords together because nothing is going to happen. Ah, 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 hey, nay, 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 na, 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 na. So, but it doesn't take a lot of exercises to do that. Just a few exercises, you get the chords together. And however, the challenge many people face who are light chest, no chest, is that they have established their personalities as being quiet or shy. And so they don't like to make noise. And it's very hard for me to work with a student like that because no matter what kind of great exercise I give them, they're afraid of their own sound. It's just too big. And so there's some psychological adjustment that has to happen if you're going to be a singer because you can't make it singing like this. You can't make it talking like this. You've got to be willing to put yourself out there. So it doesn't take a lot of exercises to get that to get those vocal cords together. What it does take is some adjusting mentally, psychologically, emotionally to this new and bigger sound and new and bigger you. I'm not saying that's you because I haven't met you personally, but just my experience, I found that to be true. Okay, it's 2:10, and I'm going to have to kind of bring this to a close here. It looks like we're just about there. Cool, awesome. Thank you so much. Yep. Okay. Like when you did falsetto with a high voice, you sounded how I sounded. I think that's probably why. Yeah, so it's probably going into falsetto. You definitely want to. I would go to, and I'm guessing the reason why you're going into falsetto is because the larynx is going high, and it has to break apart. So I would recommend you take the vocal test, the power test on powertosing.com. Determine your vocal type. Likely it's going to be pulled chest, high larynx, or flip falsetto. And then go to the Knowledge Center, watch the videos. This is for everyone. Watch the videos in the Knowledge Center about your vocal type, and then download the free exercises there and start working on those. They're designed to start addressing the problem so that your voice gets into balance. The vocal cords come together, or the larynx starts staying down. You're able to transition up without having to crack or break. And so the exercises are designed to specifically address and to counteract what the problems are. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Let me see. Literally came across your videos for 5 minutes ago. They're brilliant. Thanks. Well, thank you very much. More like 20, not 5. Your site is great too. From London, UK. Thanks very much. And I'm not sure I can pronounce it. Article. Probably a handle. So thanks from the UK. I'm going to bring this to a close. We've been almost 45 minutes. Thank you so much for joining me. I try and do this every Tuesday. I'm going to try and do better about giving you a little bit more heads up, but we had a great group today. It's really been very fun. Nice to talk with all of you. Thanks for joining me. MK, nice to see you again. And many of you who have joined me each week. Thanks. So this is Chuck Gilmore with Power to Sing. This is number 14. You can sing higher. I should say that again. Power to Sing Live, number 14. I don't know how many videos this is, like 160 or something. But you can sing higher with beauty, confidence, and power. And you can do it. All of us can. And we just have to learn those little skills that will enable us to do it. I know because that's what happened to me. So all the best to you. Happy 2017. And I wish you all the best. And I'll see you inside the next video. Thanks. Bye-bye.